What's up? My name is Ken Dumbo, the MC with the sauce. Don't forget to subscribe to J. Cool.
The problem that we had was that after the elections, our colleagues in the UPND sponsored confusion in the party that we are in. They were afraid that Harry Kalaba and his team were coming up very fast, and they didn't want things to happen wukiji. So they started bringing issues which were necessary. So we said we are not going to continue with that confusion as a political party. And myself and my colleagues here decided to use another outfit. So that is why you saw that I could not come here, because we are putting our house in order. Now our house is in order, and now we are here in Northwestern Province. Now we are reclaiming our footprint in Northwestern Province, especially that the people of Northwestern Province have seen for themselves that what they were promised and what they have gotten, they are not tallying. The people of this province have a raw deal, and yet this place where we are is full of everything. Northwestern Province is called Kiamari, and the people themselves don't have that money. So it is a problem. Mapesho? Oh,
Maybe okay. Just having hearing from you, of course, Mr. President, we've seen that you have a very strong background, and you were expected at some point to belong to the Democratic Party, and now a Citizens First Party. Kindly tell us more about Citizens.
Yes, I thank you very much. That's why I was saying that we had challenges in the past, and now we are Citizens First. Citizens First, as the name suggests, Terence, it's basically about the people of Zambia. It's the people first. Citizens First has always promulgated that it has always promoted the front loading of our people. We want the people to be at the epicenter. We are here in Northwestern Province. It's a mining province. And yet, Northwestern Province's roads are not even better than the roads of even Mansa, where I'm coming from. Because this is the place where you are producing. This is the place where things should be happening. For Citizens First, our policy on mining, which is one of the 5 pillars in our manifesto, we have said mining must benefit the people of a particular province. So you have got Lumwana mines here. You have got Kansanshi mines here. You have also got Kalumbila in the same province. What should have been happening is at least a certain portion, say 10, 15, 20% of whatever is produced should have been remaining here in Northwestern Province to do your road network. Look at the Mwinilunga Road. Look at the Kasempa Road. Look at the road leading to the palace of Senior Chief Mujimanzovu, where I'm just coming from. If there is a province with very bad road network, it is here in Northwestern Province. And so, for Citizens First, we are saying, how can a province that is producing billions for Zambia be struggling like other provinces? Remember that our exports in this country, 78% of what we export is coming from the copper mines. So it means Northwestern as a province is contributing to the 78% exports that this country is making. And yet Northwestern Province is not getting much out of it. Where I come from, they say Chibinda wabamba nokwakanya akanye. If you are a hunter, you go and kill an antelope in the bush, you not bring that antelope from the bush, bring it to the village and give it to those you left in the village drinking, to say, now I have killed, now share this animal and give me a leg or give me. No, it is you who decide what you keep for yourself and what you share for others. But of course, because we are in a centralized kind of governance, Terence, where all of us need to share resources, everything cannot remain in Northwestern. But Northwestern should have a higher portion of what they are getting out of here to remain and develop this province. This is how the Copper Belt developed. When you look at Chingola, why did Chingola develop more than Moense district, for instance? Why did Kitwe develop more than Mungu, for instance? Why did Ndola develop much more than Kasama? It is because those were producing copper, and most of the proceeds of their production was being used in those places. The citizens first want to make sure that what is correct is done correctly, and we intend to proceed in that fashion to help our people here in Northwestern provinces. And also, this thing of getting people jobs, you're going to get jobs from people you have opened, you get them from there, from there, from there. First of all, give preference to the people who are within that area, unless they are not very qualified. But you need to mix these things. You just can't have everybody coming from Lusaka to come and get just employed here in Northwestern province. Yes, there are Zambians, they can come. But first priority must be given to the locals here. That's what it means, because they are the ones who have been displaced from that land. They are the ones who can never grow anything from that land because of the mining activities. And so preference somehow must be done in that fashion. But these are things that cannot be done unless a government is there which is able to say every area should take advantage of what it is producing.
Mr. President, you once served as the Minister of Foreign Affairs under the Patriotic Front, and of course also you were the Member of Parliament for Bahati. And of course people would say you were in leadership at that point. How different is it this time? Why should people trust you now, being the leader for the citizens first?
When these mines were coming in the Copper Belt, here in Northwestern Province, Manawasa was told, no, but you were Vice President. You didn't bring the mines here in Northwestern Province. How now you are saying that you bring? So Manawasa answered very simply. He said, I was not the president. When you give me the presidency, I'm going to make it very easy for our colleagues in the mining sector, Barack God and others, to come and begin doing their mining activities here. And true to his word, when he became president, we saw that mines were opening up everywhere here in Northwestern Province. One would have said, but why didn't you do it when you were vice president? He was not the president. Mr. Michael Sata was also asked the same thing about this same road network. He kept talking about doing roads here, doing roads there. They said, you were a minister, for 20 years. You were a minister under UNIP, under MMD. So what has changed now that you want to be president? Why didn't you do these roads when you were minister for 20 years? And he said he was not the president. And indeed, when he became president, there he was. He did those roads. Harry Kalaba was asked Minister of Foreign Affairs. Harry Kalaba is asking to be given a higher responsibility where he can carry out these activities. So, where I come from, walandati okupeshelungu kwendamu. It is important for you to try a person when he says this. Our president right now, he kept crying for 19 years in opposition, 20 years in opposition. Said, when I come, I'll do this. When I come, I'll do that. He has been given the responsibility. There is nothing that he's doing. There's nothing that he's doing. Apart from flying, today is in London, tomorrow is in America, the other day, and posting on Facebook that we have arrived, pray for us. No, we have taken off, pray for us. No, we are in the plane, pray for us. That kind of thing is
We are told he's robbing for investment.
So where is the investment? Where is the investment, Terence? 3 years investment. Mr. Sata was only president for 3 years. And look at what he did. Just for 3 years, the Kasama Luengu Road was done. Just for 3 years, the Chingola Solwezi Road was done. Just in 3 years, the township roads were being done on the Copper Belt. Just in 3 years, our friends, 3 years, they have finished. Just moving up and down from one place to another. And Northwestern Province voted a lot. I think it was 75% vote. You gave Mr. Kainde Ichilem. 80% actually. You gave Mr. Kainde Ichilem. But he has never even come here to say thank you to the people of Northwestern Province. He has not even taken time to understand what is happening in Northwestern Province. He promised you that he was going to do the Northwestern Teaching Hospital. They came here and did groundbreaking. After they did that groundbreaking, they have gone and they have gone forever. Because what they are saying is that this is their bedroom. One minister told me when I was coming here, he told me, Harry, even if you go to Northwestern Province, the people of Northwestern Province will not listen to you because that is our bedroom. Those ones, we have locked them in, they are UPND. Number, UPND when they are also suffering. UPND, how can you say they have locked you have locked them in when you promised them the Northwestern Teaching Hospital and you have not done it? So how can you still claim that you love them when they love you and you don't love them? Because the people of Northwestern Province are just practically UPND. There's an English saying which says action speaks louder than words. They told you they would give you a hospital. They have not given you a hospital. They told you.
They said they first want to bring money back.
But you already have the money here. I'm telling you, Terence, that you are producing money here. The money which Zambia has is coming from Northwestern Province. That's what I'm telling you here. I'm also telling you that why should you be having load shedding here in Northwestern Province like they are having in Lusaka? Why should you have load shedding here like they are having on the Copper Belt? Like they are having in Kasama, they are having in Chipata? Because here you are a productive center. If there was a province that was supposed to be even excluded from load shedding, it is Northwestern Province. Because the monies that we are having here are coming from here. These things, it's a strategy. When you give them such incentives, you have not given the people of Northwestern Province 10% of whatever is produced. Even when load shedding comes, there is even no advantage that they will have, despite them producing copper for us as a country.
And they're saying it's a natural disaster, and here you are saying...
It's not a natural disaster, Terence. It is not a natural disaster. I think my colleagues here will agree with me that Zambia's ZESCO's installed capacity to produce power in this country stands at 3,777 megawatts. That's what ZESCO produces on a daily basis. 3,777 megawatts of power. Zambia's consumptive capacity on a daily basis is only 2,500 megawatts of power. Now they have told us that there's a problem of Kalaba because the only place hydropower station which has been hit bad is Kalaba. And Kalaba, from the 3,777 megawatts, only produces 1,050 megawatts. 1,050 megawatts. And today we are being told, because of the drought, Kalaba is only producing 250 megawatts. So they have a deficit in Kalaba of well over 850 megawatts of power that is not being generated. But even if you remove 850 from 3,777 megawatts, you still have about 2,000. You still have about 2,000 megawatts of power, which Zambia can still have. The problem which we have in this country is that we are exporting power. And I'm on radio here Zambia is currently exporting power to Namibia. We are selling 90 megawatts of power every day
Was this not left
to Namibia.
under PF? Was this not the policy under PF?
PF did not leave free education when they were in government. The UPND came in and decided that free education was good for the people of Zambia. And they brought free education. The reason why the people removed the PF and brought in the UPND was because they thought the UPND was going to change things. So if PF was selling power to Namibia, if PF was selling power to other countries, they could have stopped it. But I can correct you here that the selling of power to Namibia was a recent development. The selling of power to South Africa was a recent development. The selling of the increase of power to Malawi by this government was a recent development. They have continued to sell power when Northwestern Province is going for 48 hours. Here in Northwestern Province, I've been here for the last 3 days. Here in Northwestern Province, when you have power for more than 5 hours, then you have done your prayers correctly. Because there's no power here. It is dark here, completely dark. And people think it is the way it should be. Maybe you think I'm just making up stories. She's here. Madam, maybe you can talk about the power challenges here in Northwestern Province.
Mujirokana, Eman.
Lukata jolo amaraiti moruji. Mambonge aya kiasa kuyene jimombu kakiake shanangu 2 days mino amwe. Lukata jolo tono kumana maraiti. Kebe na kubepa ni na kwamba bishinga.
Kino kyamana mekabantu nove mujishinda ka?
Abengira ku masaruni keba zipo na kuikwa shamone nebo bawe udinga keba na kuwe udinga ni mambo mwa kujira mwa pusana kujiba we udinga kujiba tenda tunsuki kujine boba bagaisha na bigawe ya maraiti lukata joro mo rujiro abali pano yoto na kurombako wengizire pakyokyo mambo bantu bamana abantu be vote dire wowe na kumana ma mukikese ke kuya market mo mwa ku masaruni na nguko chawama market bena kujira abantu bavoteji bantu bebo bevotejire bebabika bafainwa kuingira abantu ne byonka bebe baraire ngamba byonse mukakajirwanga tukemingijira pano kebene kubimweshani
ya mingiro
ya mingiro bene kusaraba bafunda pano ngaba bula kufunda basa kujira ngamuka bebo mona kumona bene kuitu ibire keto ngurara kurongori.
Mr. President, maybe perhaps I can get back to your already idea which you shared on the university. We've seen that Northwestern Province up to now, where people are still crying over lack of a university, a public university, and this is one of the promises, campaign promises that the party in power promised the people. Do you think there's fairness where some other provinces have more than one university?
What I can tell you is that, especially for the UPND, they are not being fair to Northwestern Province. When you look at the number of ministers that are here in Northwestern Province, there are quite a lot. But when you look in comparative terms, the development that is coming, and when you compare the promises that were made by this government to the people of Northwestern Province, it's very sad. Northwestern Province is the least developed province in Zambia.
We are told it can develop through CDF implementation.
No. Even when it comes to CDF, you have 11 districts here, I think. There are 11 districts in Northwestern Province. And you have got about 12 constituencies here. So it means, even for the CDF that you get here in Northwestern Province, and the CDF that your friends on the Copper Belt are getting, where they have, is it 23 or 21 constituencies, they are getting much more there, times 2, than you are getting here. Your friends in Luapula Province, who have got more constituencies, I think they've got about 14 or 15 constituencies, they're getting much more than Northwestern Province. Your friends in Western Province are getting much more. In Lusaka, they are getting much more. So, in all parameters, when you look at it, Northwestern Province, Northwestern Province, I even feel sad that the people of Northwestern Province, with all their effort, Mr. Humphrey Mulemba must be turning in his grave. Mr. Matoka must be turning in his grave. Fines Bulawayo must be turning in his grave. You know, to have Comrade Tambatamba, not this Tambatamba you have in Kasempa, the minister, the father to the minister, must be turning in his grave. Why am I saying this? Because these founding fathers of our country did everything that they could have done to put Northwestern Province there. And Kaunda quickly recognized Northwestern Province and allowed people like Fines Bulawayo and people like Comrade Matoka, as well as Humphrey Mulemba, was even Secretary General of the party, the second to Kenneth Kaunda. Kaunda recognized this province. But the UPND recognizes this province only on paper, because there's nothing coming here in Northwestern Province. There's nothing to write home about compared to what you voted. There's nothing coming here. And so what we are saying ourselves is, let this government begin considering the people of Northwestern Province by ensuring that at least if you can't give them 20% to benefit them from the mines, can't you give them at least 10%? Just 10%. So that what is Lumwana is producing, Kansansha and Kalumbila, when you put them together, just 10%, this place will change. But now today, people can't stay here because they're saying there are no houses. People can't stay here, they're saying there are no good hospitals. People can't stay in Northwestern. And yet Northwestern Province, as we speak today, must be the richest.
Don't you
province
think,
that Zambia has.
Mr. President, it's too early to actually talk about the university and talk about maybe the township roads which were launched?
Why is it too early? Why is it too early? Because Northwestern Province is part of Zambia. You have got township roads done in Mansa there.
They say they have
where
just been in power for less than...
No, listen. They have come in power, but look at the many deals that they are doing. In the 3 years, we have seen scandals right, left, and center by the UPND. How come they have managed to do all those scandals that they have managed to do in 3 years, and they are failing to do township roads here, in a place that is producing copper for the country? So, you know, you must begin understanding Terence, that they will not bring development here. What they will do is that they will come here next year, because the elections start. They will come here and they'll come and start telling you stories to say, no, we have brought fertilizer. Because even fertilizer, our people are not getting anything here. Fertilizer, people are sharing in buckets. Why should people share in buckets fertilizer? People are struggling, you know. We want to have strong cooperatives the way Dr. Kaunda was doing it when he was president. Dr. Kaunda respected agriculture. The UPND does not have an idea on what the people want. They don't respect
They're
agriculture.
talking about fixing first what they say the PF didn't.
They are fixing your stomach, Terence, if you don't know. Because today the price of mealie meal here in Northwestern Province is about 360 kwacha. The people that they are laughing at were PF. They left a bag of mealie meal at 100 and is it 40? 420? 120. They left a bag of mealie meal at 120. Now, what are they fixing? What they are fixing their pockets. Their pockets are getting heavier and heavier. There we can't blame them. They're fixing their pockets. But if it is the economy of Zambia, they're fixing nothing. If you can't fix where people are even producing, if you cannot help them fix what they're already producing, it's just to make a decision to say 10% will remain here. Look, Terence, how did the UPND find it easy to give all these mining companies? They gave them 5 years tax holidays. Just that pronouncement that they made in order to encourage and stimulate investment and production. They should have also made that decision of saying 10% of what is produced is going to remain here so that the province can make progress. They have not done that. The roads here are bad. It's about 60 kilometers, or is it 70 kilometers from the town of there going to Senior Chief Mujimanzovu's palace. It's 2 hours. 2 hours to reach Senior Chief Mujimanzovu's palace. 2 hours. In a place full of copper. In a place full of mukula. In a place, and you're busy saying, no, here where you have come, be careful, Kialoki Amali, Kialoki Amali. Kialoki Amali, how? When you've got roads like those ones that I saw.
They need more time, according to them. Don't you think so?
It's up to you, Terence,
And they
because
say
you seem not to listen what I'm telling you.
politicians are not appreciating the efforts that the government is doing.
No, but when you say politicians, is it not true that the price of mealie meal is 360 here in Solwezi? When you say politicians don't seem to appreciate, is it not true that here in Solwezi you have got load shedding that is excruciatingly so high? Because I've been here. You are only having 3 hours of power. So when you say politicians don't seem to appreciate, is it not true that the people of Northwestern Province have been given a raw deal because Kasempa Road has not been done? Munilunga Road has not been done, reaching up to Ikelenge there. The road has not been done. So these are real issues we are talking about. We want government to give the people of Northwestern Province some leverage or some attention, because they got 80% of the votes in 2021. They lied to the people of Northwestern Province. They duped them that they were going to give them what they wanted. They promised Mukula, there will be an industry here for Mukula. Let them establish an industry for Mukula, because when you go in Senior Chief Mujimanzovu's area, yesterday we found the trucks carrying Mukula tree. When you go in Senior Chief Momena's area, you'll find there's a lot of Mukula tree.
Is that illegal
When you
trading?
forget whether it's illegal or not legal trading, why should Mukula, 60 years after independence this year, why should Mukula be leaving Northwestern Province to go and be processed in China? We need direct investment, but direct investment must come on our terms. We would want the Chinese to come here and do value addition in Senior Chief Mujimanzovu's area. Let them add in Chief Kapijimpanga here's area. Let them add value to those places. Let them begin processing Mukula. And you know, the benefits of Mukula tree are many. One of the many benefits is that the bats for guns are coming from Mukula tree. These antiretroviral medicine drugs, part of it has to come from Mukula tree. The wood on the Benz vehicle has to come from Mukula tree. So all those, even the artifacts that you can get from Mukula tree are immense. All those things, if we began doing them here in Northwestern Province, the desks you're talking about being taken out, if we can start processing, President Hakainde Hichilema is on record that he was going to set up an industry for making desks here in Northwestern Province. Where are those desks? These are questions you should be asking them. They were here yesterday. They were here on radio, should have been here. They are the ones who came here. But they did not tell you what they were going to do concerning those industries. And you are not asking them these questions you're asking me. You should have been asking them that, why have you not done this? Why have you not done that? But they came here. You are laughing with them. They have gone. And the people of Northwestern Province have remained struggling.
And you are Citizens First President, and of course to you, our dear listeners, those that are following us, we are hosting Mr. Hari Kalaba, who is the Citizens First President. And of course, you can still get in touch with us on Radio Kabanga Banga by maybe sending your text messages. Just later on, we'll be able to share with them. And of course, and bamwana kututereka nanchi tujina abo bantangi bakashinga mpata bakipanyi kia Citizens First nanchi kia abo Bahari Kalaba babena kuisambane tewa pa waireshi amashikopo wakabanga banga. Maybe Mr. President, and people are happy to hear from you. Looking at what you are explaining, they are now hoping that once maybe they vote for you or they usher you into office, their cries will be addressed, their challenges will actually be addressed. Maybe what assurance are you giving them?
We are telling the people of Northwestern Province that for us as citizens first, we are not going to say things we cannot do. We are talking about walking the talk, not just talking the talk. For us as citizens first, we want to ensure that every province begins benefiting from its natural resources. 60 years after independence, we are still importing fertilizer from Ukraine, from Russia. Why can't we have a fertilizer plant here in Solwezi?
Do we have the
60 years.
capacity to do that?
Yes, we have the capacity. Because, especially Northwestern Province, because we are producing a lot of money here, you have that capacity. The reason why Ndola, Kitwe, Chingola, or the Copper Belt had a lot of industries, it's because of the mining which was happening there. That's why you saw there was Colgate Palmolive, there was Dunlop, there was Tanzam, there were all kinds more pottery, national milling. There were all kinds of industries that went on the Copper Belt. You think they just went there because they wanted to be on the Copper Belt? They went there because that's where the mining was happening. That's where the money was. A similar thing should be promoted here in Northwestern Province. We need to see our people begin getting industries come here. Because this is where the money is. We need to have ceramic towels being made here in Northwestern Province, industry established. We need to have an industry established for tires here or something like that. We need to have a blanket industry established here. Because here now, almost every industry should be here. Because this is why it is happening. When we say these things, our colleagues in government will say, but Kalaba, you were in government. And the praise singers will say, he's just talking the talk. You know, this is why we are missing it. There must be a distinction between doing politics for the sake of doing it and bringing issues that are substantive.
Let's say you are using the church to also maybe reach out to the people to campaign. Is that true? As politicians from the opposition.
Who is using the church? Are you a pastor? Are you a pastor? Here where I am here, is this the church? This is not the church. This is Radio Kabangabanga. So will I be accused of using Radio Kabangabanga to reach out to the people? No, Radio Kabangabanga is set up here to accommodate anybody who comes and pays and they can have access to it. So there's no problem. If I go to church to pray, like I'm just coming from church to pray, and I'm there as a Christian is doing every Sunday, all those people there who are in church, they were there campaigning those who were praying. Right now you and I are speaking, some people are preaching. Are they there? We go to church for salvation. We don't go to church to do politics. If you are lucky, they acknowledge you out of courtesy. The church says, oh, in this our midst, we've got also the president of Citizens First, Harry Kalaba. It does not mean that you are being campaigned for. They're just acknowledging the civic duty you are playing. So it's not, they should not involve the church. The problem that we have with our colleagues is they've got no respect for the church. That's why they can insult bishops. That's why, especially the Catholic Church has suffered a lot. You know, it has suffered ridicule because of the what? Because and I'm not speaking something I've not experienced. I was in Ndola some 3 weeks ago. You heard the story of how the police were looking for me in Hillcrest there at the church. At Harry Kalaba was in, and they ended up picking up one of the congregants. And yet I was in Chingola. And even when I was in Chingola, cadres were waiting for me also. And the police waiting for me outside. The Catholic Church. Why should the Catholic Church be seized like that? Why should it, every Sunday we should see a spectacle of activities by the UPND against the Catholic Church? So it should worry every Catholic that they are accusing the Catholic Church of trying to promote politics. What politics when the Catholic Church has existed from St. Peter, the first Pope, who was a disciple of Jesus? The church has been there. All those who were going to church from St. Peter, they were all campaigning. It's not that way. The Catholic Church has always stood for truth, peace, and justice. That's where the church stands.
Okay, Mr. President, let's look at your party says when it comes to gender policy, and I've seen you have the representation of women, and also looking at the youth, who are the majority in Zambia according to the statistics that was just done. Maybe how do you intend to actually also promote more women and more youth in your party?
First of all, I'm happy that Terence, you've acknowledged that I'm with already women here. I've got our chair lady here for Northwestern Province. We have got our national chair lady, Madam Montali, is just next to me there. So just this demographic tells you that we are very gender sensitive. And we've got our youth there representing, So for citizens first, even when you look at me, I'm a very youthful guy, right? So citizens first has believed that there must be a mixture of everything. We need both the old and the young to work together. The old are critical just as the youths are critical, just as the women are critical. We believe in CF that to make progress as a political party, you need to front load a lot of youths. Because as quoting statistics, the youths are the ones who are struggling a lot in our country. You finish university or college, they're asking you for 10 years experience with a clean driver's license, which should have been 5 years. Where will you get that driver's license? Where will you get that experience if you're not given an opportunity? So for us here, we want to employ a deliberate policy. When we come in government, we are the only political party that has said 10% of whichever faculty or ministry or they must be sensitive of the youths. So we expect that even when you have Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 10% must be youths. Ministry of Labor, ZESCO, workers' compensation. You need to have a deliberate policy to absorb the youths, the way Singapore has done. That's what we need. But here in this country, the youths are just used to say, oh, Kalaba is coming at St. Daniel's Cathedral. Musende idia piki padia, musende na maboya idia ina shapu, musende na mantuani kani mupinikire. That's not the job of the youths. And they are using other people's children to do those activities.
You see, cadreism is still existing, and we are told it's done.
I was just telling you that we were on the Copper Belt where we witnessed a lot of cadres trying to harass us. That's what I'm telling you. Cadreism was not finished. Cadreism is on the increase with the UPND people. They just talk the talk. The UPND told you that when they come in power, load shedding was going to be a thing of the past. As load shedding finished, ukulanda kwalianguka tuwalanda ife akulandalanda bati mukulandalanda ba president besu nomba okufichita shupa.
We saw just 2 days ago, Minister of Infrastructure, Honorable Charles Miruti, was here to officially launch one of the bridges, that is the Kimasara Mushtara Bridge. Is that not an achievement?
If you keep talking like that, Terence, you will take this province to be very backwards. Because your bridge vale and up. Abantu vale for light. Abantu people want to bunga buchipe. Abantu vale for mufundo. Abantu vale for ya Kasempa Road. Abantu vale for ya Mwinilonga, Ikerenge Road. Abantu vale for. Abantu vale for 10% of what is being produced in Northwestern Province. Finishala munomwini. Ulanda pali Kimasala Bridge. He came here to Nani Kimasala Bridge. Kimasala. Look, iyo Kimasala Bridge batch today. No utampate ba itampire. Aba itampire nabe naba nawo bale ba itvali rufanye fintu. Fatampire yo ni project ya mo PF. Ame itampire bana basa mukwisula. Umuntu apanga omufula. Ule kule nganda. Wapanga omufula. Umufula, what is it in English? Foundation. Thank you, Jimmy. You make a foundation. You build your house. Nama window wabika no mutenge wapalika. Then you, Terence, with your behavior, you come in that house and wabika mofe fivi. Olo wapenta. Utu wabatinga ndeno wakulide. So, efe bachitele ba milupi. Aba pangile ila bridge ni ba PF. Ba panga ila bridge. Elo bena baisa. nafana tai vaisa kunwati asamkusola kimasala bridge elo vashukila Terence wowini paredio pa program yani pano vakushukila.
It's not about me, it's the people.
No, which people? Because abana vena vantu vakunwava. These people Jimmy wakuno kwini Jimmy iwe abamayo vakuno kwini
agrave okay
efe antu valelanda pwefe. So abantu efe balefu aya malight naye abachusha na ama network naye abachusha kani kuno ku Northwestern Province amenshi bachula bapenga abantu efe tulelanda pwefe kuno Terence iwe le sompa beto sompawala yo bari chitefi love.
Let's look at Kasensere now, which is suspended, and also we talk about the other mine, Kalengwa. We had a lot of promises. Do you view that they will actually manage, or do you see something coming? I know that time is not with us. We'll be winding up just in a couple of minutes, just to touch a bit about the opening of some mine.
And first of all, it's a very good question of asked, Terence. Why is Kasensele Mines still under heavy guard? Why? Kasensele mine produces gold. But up to now, Kasensele mine is not in operation. And yet there are rumors, we are seeing that some things are leaving Kasensele mine and that kind of stuff. Let government be serious for once. Either they allow ZCCMIH to find a partner then, which partner they can work with to begin making the mine operational, or they try it as a private non-venture where they identify some people who can begin working in there and they begin contributing to the economic progress of our country. And all that revenue, which is here, because Kasensele is in Munilonga there. How can Munilonga have such a road when you've got Kasensele mines? But you see, by UPND, they are lucky because they've got people like you, Terence. Because if there is a place where abantu bafuna okulashani kuMwenilunga, Terence, Mwenilunga, the people are neglected, yet bali kwata everything. If we to aisa kwa kuMwenilunga, yoka Kasensele mine mulanda freedom book about operation, and part of the proceeds must go to social corporate responsibility. Ukwafu abena Mwenilunga, batila chivinda wa bamba no kwakanya kuinakani.
Mr. President, your concluding remarks just in this.
Well, I'm happy that I was here with my colleagues. I'm happy that you gave us this opportunity. I am happy that the people of Northwestern Province have received us very well. All I can say is that for you who want to join the Citizens First out there, please come forth. Let's work together. And by joining the Citizens First, you are joining our alliance partners, or the United Kwacha Alliance, whose partnership we respect a lot as Citizens First. We would want you to come on board. Let's work together. Let's come and undo these lies. And because of that, I'll ask Vachale Dwesu, Papele number yabo, so that those who want to join us here in Northwestern, tuwami tumina phone, na va Jimmy na wesu papele number yabo hapa. Please, Vama.
Number ya mwane 0965 09
mwana watu wajike mwana
03 80
wabweje po mwana
0965 0903 80
mwana wachari bahamba
kabishitungo jina jamia mjimi kitungu santa vingi bantereke muterekana ba president betu bahari Kalaba. Phone yami ke 0964 7499 9337.
Asante mwana. Mr. President, I know that people were also looking for.
She didn't greet the madam. Greet the people a bit. Let's have a child. Let also greet the people.
Mwaiseni bonse basolwezi mwebale tumfa munchendesha lekana na yonse Northwestern Province tuleti mwaiseni kuli program lero tule mikoselesha na mumona obwafyo bwo tulepitamo nga Northwestern icho echalo icha tumpwi kwa kale mushta ya unipi lero na chiwekela panshi sana lelo chiri kuli imwe mwebeka shiba muno mu Northwestern Province ukupanga decision iyalale ngokweba ati Northwestern ibwekele pantu yali pantu elo twalepo ko buntungwa mu 1964 Northwestern Province yali lwide pamakasana okuleeta obuntungwa muri kino ekyalo era okumona ekyalo kyalachula muri uyu musango kiretupeera obulanda sana ero tulefwafya kulandana kumisepera yonse ya ku Northwestern Province inshita ya kumibonfya yalipita champukeni join and citizens first kuba tubombere chapamo pali ino nshita kyalo kyonse opo kyapere kyo lesa tupera muri lino esonde bale bonfya imitwe yawo ukuleta obuyantanshi omuntu emibepa ukubonfya amaka yenu ukuchenana nangu kuipayana bonfyeni amanoyo lesa mipera ukuleta my ideas mu citizens first kweba ati tulubule Zambia na kabiri na totera mkwai national yanzili nebo Faith Muntali national chair lady kuli bonse bana mayo nemisepera abalefu ayo kuyisana ine kuti mwantumina kuti twalanshanya pali inamba 0977 316694 na bweke shapo na kabili 0977 316694 nga mwatu meyolamya nishimwansanga ku Citizens First nishtwala bombera chapa mumkwai na totela.
Thank you so much. Maybe Mr. President, of course I know you've touched a number of issues. What is the way forward then?
You don't want me to go, right, Terence? The way forward for the people of Northwestern Province is to realize that not all hope is lost. We are here. That's why we have come here. We have taken note of the challenges that they are going through. We have taken note of the projects that they were promised that have not taken off. We have also taken a note that the leaders, most of whom were chosen, have not taken time to go and explain to the people the challenges that they're going through. Don't worry, we are here as CF and through us as UKA to ensure that we deal with the challenges that you are going through. Northwestern musakamana. Pafu abantu, pashala abantu. Nesami pale, nendupo shonse twatotela.
Indeed, it has been a pleasure just talking to you.
Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, J Cool, and turn on the notification bell, cause I'm gonna see you in the next video.